Hang on. All right. We're gonna record because I've got that uneasy feeling. We're in the John Brown Wax Museum, and something really, really creepy just happened. So we're gonna videotape from here. I guess they hit him up in the attic. Yep. Okay, let's go this way.
John Brown's violent anti-slavery actions did not start with his raid on Harpers Ferry. 3 years before the Harpers Ferry raid, John Brown led a group of men in Kansas who unmercifully and cold-bloodedly murdered 3 slavery sympathizers.
Let's see if this says the same thing.
The Kansas-Nebraska Act of 1854 used the principle of popular sovereignty to determine whether a state would be a slave state or a free state in the new Midwest. John Brown and his family moved to Kansas in support of the abolitionist movement there. In Lawrence, Kansas, a small town created by anti-slavery settlers, a posse of 800 pro-slavery Southerners led by Sheriff Jones, carrying a flag inscribed with the words Southern Rights alongside the U.S. flag, attacked and looted the town on May 21st, 1856. They destroyed a printing office, hotel.
Let's go this way. Do the pause and read thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Okay, so with this button up here, it says...
While on the run from his Kansas adventure, John Brown became a celebrity of sorts among abolitionists and radicals in the north and east of the United States and Canada. He was invited to dine and speak to raise money for the abolitionist cause in wealthy homes. His style of speaking was dynamic, and thus he was sought after by those who agreed with his sermons. Even high-profile people such as Ralph Waldo Emerson and Henry David Thoreau invited him to dinner at their homes.
Okay.
Did you say there's another button? Oh, no.
No, there's another one here. How many stairs are there?
More.
More. Okay, steps. What the hell was that?
I don't know what that was. I felt like something fell down.
Yeah.
A bead or something. I heard it.
You hear that?
Mm-hmm.
I don't see anything. I swear to God, I got that feeling. We're gonna go on though. This has turned into a ghost hunt. Anybody that knows me knows I don't do stairs. We're 4 flights up.
And from here we go down.
Here at the Kennedy farmhouse, John Brown prepares for his raid on Harpers Ferry. His plan was to steal guns from the United States arsenal located there. With these guns, John Brown planned to arm escaped slaves and help them to set up a refuge in the Virginia mountains. Behind you is the Harpers Ferry train station the evening of the raid. Ironically, the first person to be killed by the raiding party was a freed slave, Shepherd Haywood, a porter at the train station.
Man, I'd hate to be his wife. I'd be afraid all the time.
And oh man, this is just creepy.
I think this one.
The Kennedy farmhouse is 7 miles from Harpers Ferry in Sharpsburg, Maryland. In order to rent the hideout, John Brown posed as a cattle buyer by the name of Isaac Smith from New York. His daughter and daughter-in-law came on the trip to deal with passerbys so as not to arouse suspicion. The 2 teenagers also cooked for the small army as the men mapped out plans, made spears called pikes to add to their existing rifle supplies, and wait for recruits. About 20 men crowded into the attic to sleep at night in order to keep a low profile.
Hang on. There's that feeling again.
Well, look here. It's creepy because, like, can you see the reflection? Look behind the door.
Yeah.
You can see the reflection of that one, and I was like, wait, what? And that's,
Yeah.
oh, it's the reflection. Okay.
Me and Jenny's the only ones in here.
It's creepy.
Brad's downstairs with the dog. And this kind of creepy up here. We started up the first landing, and I looked up. I swear to God, somebody looking around the corner. So I stopped. I told her, I said, "You feel that?" I said, "I felt a rush." So I decided to turn my camera on, and we'll look at it later on tonight. Maybe we missed something or something. But and then coming up the steps, something dropped behind me, like a pebble or
Yeah, pebble
marble,
bead,
something. There's nothing down there.
There was nothing there.
So, and we both heard it hit the steps. So, it was right behind me. Kind of weird that this actually turns into a little search here.
Yes.
Yeah, so we're going downstairs. What's that? Oh, it tells us to go downstairs. Okay, that door's locked. This is employees only. Go down.
Oh, Lord.
Down's going easier than up. Well, we went up 4 flights.
Early morning in Harpers Ferry, John Brown and his men rounded up some townspeople and held them hostage in the small Harpers Ferry engine house. The next day, federal troops, under the command of Robert E. Lee, arrived in the troubled town and surrounded the engine house. Brown would not surrender, and the decision was made to storm the building and take Brown and his men by force.
That's insane.
12 Marines, led by Lieutenant Green, smashed their way in and simply overtook Brown and his men. Here, John Brown, himself injured by a saber slash, supports his dying son, Oliver.
Wow.
Hold on, I think there's a thing here.
Crowded in the engine house, later called John Brown's Fort, were about 25 raiders and hostages without food or water for hours. At the end, some lay dead or dying. 2 of the raiders were bayoneted as a terrifying, angry mob of townspeople and soldiers surrounded the building.
Let's go this way.
October 16th, that's Jacob's birthday.
Oh yeah.
Crowded in the engine house, later called John Brown's Fort, were
You just played
about
that one, babe.
25 raiders and hostages without
next
food
one.
or water. At the trial, Brown refused to take the insanity defense. Historians believe he was definitely obsessive and grandiose in his beliefs, but not as many writers had depicted him over the years as a wild and mentally unstable man.
What I have in this interference, it would have been all right, and every man in this court would have seen
this
an act
camera.
worthy of reward rather than
How
punishment.
creepy that looks.
This court acknowledges, as I suppose, the validity of the law of God. I see a book kissed here, which I suppose to be the Bible, or at least the New Testament. That teaches me that all things whatsoever a man should do to me, I should do even to them. It teaches me further to remember them that are in bonds as bound with them. I endeavor to act up to that instruction. I say I am yet too young to understand that God is any respecter of persons. I believe I have interfered, as I have done, as I always freely admitted I have done, in belief of his despised poor was not wrong, but right. Now, if it is deemed necessary that I should forfeit my life for the furtherance of the ends of justice, and mingle my blood further with the blood of my children, and that of the blood of millions in the slave countries whose rights are disregarded by wicked, cruel, and unjust enactments, I submit, so let it be done.
Creepy. This way.